When I told a millionaire friend that I was taking a trip to Vietnam, the first thing he said was, "Wow, you must have won the lottery." I don't think people get it. They have the impression that if you go to these other places that it's going to cost you a ton of money. The most expensive thing that will cost you is the flight. And if you're coming from a place, most places in Europe or Canada or America where costs are, you're looking at like 1,000, 2,000 a month for rent, minimum, you're looking at like 500 to 1,000 on groceries a month for one person. That's not even eating that great, 50 to $100 to go eat out at some nice places. When you go from that sort of a economy, that hyperinflation, that where that cost of living is so high, and you go to a place like Vietnam and Thailand where costs are much more affordable, and you can actually live a decent life on, 800, $1,000 Canadian, so seven to 900 American or less, maybe, depending on how well you budget. You can live well in these other places on that budget. So it's like a lot of people don't get that you can actually live much more affordably and save a lot more money, especially if you stay longer, right? So with Vietnam, you can get a 3-month visa. With Thailand, I think it's 30 days. I'm not sure on their visa options. I can explore that, but you're allowed 30 days, I believe, without having to apply for a visa. Don't quote me on that. They might have changed that because they're doing a lot of changes. But I just found it very interesting that that was his response, and it's like people's concept of costs in some of these other Southeast Asian countries is very, very distorted, and they don't realize that unless you are intentionally being touristy and going to the touristy places and just not trying at all to be like a local, then yeah, it's going to cost more. You stay at fancy, tourist hotels, yeah, of course. But you can do it on a very, very cost effective budget that is a fraction of what you would spend in North America for a lifestyle that's not even remotely as good. So if you're a budget traveler and you want more pro tips about how to travel on a budget, how to save money, how to get cheap flights, cheap places to stay, some of the best, cheapest places to save on eating, on your groceries, everything, subscribe, because that's what this channel is all about. Thank you so much. Have a good day.